Hey guys, it's Brandon with Whiskey River, and it's Whiskey River Weekly. I know I missed Friday, but I got on a jet plane on Thursday, and I'm now in the airport on Sunday here flying back. So, um, crazy trip. Haven't been traveling as much because we moved and there was a bunch of things like that, but this used to be a pretty common thing, working with suppliers and products and things. So, I flew out and worked with our handle manufacturing company that we work with to dial in a bunch of stuff and get that where it needs to be for the product line. New products, brought a bunch of or shipped a bunch of samples beforehand of some patterns that I've been making. So we're going to be pretty heavy on the handles this year. Fingers crossed, all goes well. But yeah, airport. I got a crazy airport story for you. I had two carry-ons and or a carry-on and a suitcase, and I realized that my plane ticket allowed me to have two carry-ons, and my suitcase is small enough that I could have it. So anyway, I get to the security checkpoint in Minneapolis, and I have I forgot I put my Buck 110 in the suitcase, so I get through security and they hold my bag and pull me aside, and I have no idea what it is for, and yeah, then it's like, hey man, you got a knife, you can't have knives in this. It's like, oh. So then they said, you can take it out to your car, or you can check the bag or throw it away. And I didn't want to throw it away because my friend JC Messer Custom Leather made me the sheath, and it matches the knife, and the knife I've had for a long time and I really like it. So, and I didn't have enough time to walk it out to the van, so I ended up having to check the bag, and then I left it with the folks that I was staying with and had them, they're going to ship it back with a bunch of other stuff. So, but yeah, it's like, airports are so interesting. It's like herding cattle. Like, none of these people are really. If you gave a bunch of cows cell phones, a bunch of cattle cell phones, and tried to move them around, it's like, nobody's listening. No one's paying attention to where they're going. Everyone thinks the phone is the reason or the thing that's going to get them to the next step. It's like crazy. So, yeah, it's almost like everyone's bored. But regardless, not to complain about airports, but yeah, I'll be landing in O'Hare here in the next 2 hours, or no, 3 hours, and then up to Minneapolis, and then I got a 3.5 hour drive back to my house, or 3 hour drive back to my house. It took me 3.5 because I drove it down in the snowstorm to get in. But anyway, as far as handles go, updates: 40-inch double bit, prototyped, done. We figured out how to turn it, and that's going to be coming. So that's popular for Pulaski's. That one's popular for, Western pattern double bits, Puget Sounds, big head stuff. Are we going to do a 44? That's probably the question that's going to happen. We can, but it's not prototyped. We don't have that one working yet. So 40 right now. I wouldn't wait for the 44 because I'm really not wanting to tie up lumber on a 44 when we can be using that for other handles. But 40s are definitely happening, and those are going to be coming pretty soon, like in the next couple weeks. We've got a load coming mid-February, I think. It's going to have heritage handles on it. We've got you're hearing this here first. We've got a main style handle that's going to be getting prototyped. It's on the final stages of being prototyped. I'm really hoping that that's going to land in February, but we'll see. We're looking at the 32 and 36C. Couldn't get them dialed in how we wanted, so those are kind of held back, but definitely could be happening sooner than later. I've got some blanks cut out, and I need to just focus on trying to get those sanded out and shaped. I want it to be perfect. I want it to be just like the 30C, which is a great handle. It's got great curves, great shape. It feels good to swing. It's the perfect axe handle. So I want the 32 to be just like that, because 32 is a perfect length, I think, for felling and splitting. It's kind of like an all-around homestead axe, and the 36 we get requested for a lot. I don't personally swing a 36 much, but there is use for it, especially for big head axes, and for the taller guys out there, they like a 36. So the 32 and 36 are coming. I made an Adirondack handle. It's completely different than the Adirondack that we had previously offered. This one's gonna be 31 inches overall. It is very straight and then has our heritage palm swell at the bottom. It is a historically correct replica of what an Adirondack should be, or is, or was offered, based on some vintage ones people have sent and sent pictures of, as well as some catalog photographs. So it's pretty much straight handle, full double full shoulder. Instead of it looking like a single bit with a double bit eye, it actually has two shoulders that come down and into each other, and then straight, and then at the end of it, it curves. Now, if you cut the handle across itself, and you look at the pie cut, it would be a teardrop. So it's going to have that point in the front, kind of like the 30C does, but it's not. So it's not like an oval like a double bit would have. So it's going to have, or it has, the pattern has its advantages to being swung one direction, which is what an Adirondack handle is. So stay tuned for that. I'll be sharing some pictures of that on Instagram, and I've probably got a video. I shot a video out there. I got to edit it and see if it actually turned out, but got a short video to share on that. So that's exciting. The shovel handle. We've been working on this Wooden D shovel handle in my head a lot lately, and I got progress made with that. So I got 12 samples turned. We got a steam bender lined up. He's going to try to steam bend them. The first batch, or these samples, are made out of hickory. We hope to do some ash and some white oak, but because that's what they would have been traditionally, but all wood D. So it's that traditional handle that you would see. I remember them from like a model train set when I was a kid, but yeah, it's an all wooden handle. It's got rivets through the handle in two spots, and then yeah, it's like hung. They're hung for scoop shovels, coal shovels, pitchforks, like manure forks, especially the wide tined ones. I see them in, and so I collect these. I grab anyone that I can get, and so yeah, check that out. I've got some posts on Instagram of what that handle is. I'll try to share some more stuff on YouTube here, or on, if you're watching this on Instagram, just go back a couple posts and check that out. So yeah, that's lots of handles, and we've got a lot more lined up. I got just a whole pile of ideas for handles over the next year, so stay tuned for that. That's it, coming from the airport. I'm gonna go walk over to my gate and go hang out and wait for them to call the flight and get on board. So be good, stay sharp, and you'll be hearing more from me very soon. Be good.